So let's get started with the first topic. So today we are going to learn the Hello World. So that is Hello World is the first program that you have to learn while learning any damn programming language. Today you are learning Python. Tomorrow you might go towards Perl or you might learn Go, right? So Go programming language. So wherever you go, you might learn Ruby, you might learn any other programming language. You might learn Angular, right? So you never know what will happen with you when you enter into corporate world. So you whenever you start with any programming language, this is the first thing that you have to do. You have to do the first code, that is hello world, right? So we are going to do it with PyCharm today, and then we are going to learn 3 ways to create string. We are going to learn how to take inputs. We are going to learn comment, and then the rest of the thing is all about string. So we are going to take deep dive into string, how exactly strings are written in Python, what are different ways to use string, and the concatenation and the number of operations, and what is string formatting. So this is very important thing that you need to understand, because going forward in all few further assignments or all further tasks or the project that we are going to do, so we are going to use string formattings most of the time, so that you need to understand. So I would request, while having a system with you, you just take a notepad and pen as well, so that will help you to recognize or to remember the things even after you go away from these training sessions. Okay, so that notepad will help you for a longer time. Okay, so with this, let's get started, and let me open my PyCharm. So I guess PyCharm will not be visible to you, right? Let me share that with you. Okay, we have 32 people over here. New share screen. Okay, so I guess all of you have opened up PyCharm. So initially you are supposed to create a project. So I created it with day 3, and let me delete this one. I'll create a new one along with you. Okay, so once you created the project, you might have seen the same screen as I'm seeing, right? So just give me yes if you are on the same page where I am right now. Open your PyCharm, you will see a box. On that box, just click on the create new button, because there will be 3 options. Just go ahead and click on the create new. I'll just quickly show you the demonstration or the screenshot which I already took. So what it looks like. Yeah, so those who are facing issues to get onto that page, so just ping me or type in no into the chat box, so that I'll able to understand that you are still stuck. Okay, so what I was telling you is, so you should see, yeah, no issues, fine. So you will see this kind of pop up once you open your PyCharm. You have to click on a create new project, then you will be asked to give a name. You just have to enter your name and keep this virtual environment as it is. So I'll give more highlight on this particular virtual environment, what is it and all in later half. If I explain it today, you will not understand, since you don't know all the features of Python. Okay, so with this, you just have to click on this create button, and your project will get created. Okay, so just I'm coming back to the PyCharm. So once you are here, you must be seeing this kind of view where, so let me give you an overview from this. This will be pretty much new to you, or if anybody has used it, but other than that, rest of the people, I'm sure it will be really new. So from file, you can create new project, you can create new files, and if you have any other project already did, so you can open it from here. And there are pretty much other options. You just go and check what all things are there, and from here you can edit the things if you want, like cut, copy, paste, and all the other stuff. So these are just for viewing the windows. So you might be seeing, so if there are certain things, so by mistakenly if you close anything from here, so you can go and open that thing again. So navigate is just for telling you what all things are where, coming back, going forward, then looking. So actually searching, if you have a very big project with n number of files, and if you want to navigate to any other file, if you want to help with the keywords, then you can use these features. So code is just for formatting, indenting. We'll come to that, what is indentation and why there is no curly braces. Someone was asking on the day one, right? So we'll cover that once we go ahead with the loops and the conditional statements. That time that indentation will come. I'll explain you on that day itself. Because right now it is very plain simple. We are going to learn. Yesterday we learned variables. We learned what are different types of variables, and how it is how Python is dynamic type, right? So we'll on the each day with the topic I'll explain the terms, so you don't worry about it. So refactoring is just to change or modify into your current project. You can run your project over here. So this is for run. So make sure this is a shortcut for this. So you can run the project with Shift 10, or you can run with Alt Shift F10. And there are certain tools. VCS is not of any use, so window is just for opening or restoring any tabs or all. This here you will get all the help. Okay, so here this is your project pane. Here all your files, whatever you're going to create, will be located over here. And here are a few important things down there. So run window will show you output. The terminal will be your normal normal terminal which you open, the black window which you open normally into your Windows machine. So this terminal over here you can use to do the stuff which you do regularly on your machine. So it is we are not going to use it right now. And this is Python console. Remember yesterday we opened the shell, right? Python idle. So this will work like that. So we have the privilege. So that's why I like this PyCharm. Okay. So we can work with direct with Python. You can work if you are pretty much comfortable with the terminal. If you are good with terminal, you can go ahead by using the terminal. If you want to use the features of this IDE, then you will directly get the output over here. So is that okay? If anybody is having any doubts over here, just give me a yes into the chat box so that we can move forward. No, sir, perfect. So let's get started, and let's actually enter into the world of Python by doing our first and the most famous first project. So that is Hello World. So what you have to do is, so you just have to go and find out your folder over here. Right click on this folder. You will find a new option over here, right? From new, you have to go to the Python file. Okay, navigate to the Python file. And after you click on this Python file, you have to give a name. So I'm giving it as Hello World. Hit enter and your file will get created over here. So okay, so everybody is with me till now. So are you facing any challenges to shift your Python IDE and this particular browser? No? Perfect. So if you are facing any challenges, please let me know so that I can see what I can do from my side. Okay, fine, perfect. So everybody should be on this particular pane, which is visible to you right now. And here we are going to start doing our code, okay? So just make sure that you are here. If anybody is not here, please don't hesitate. Put in you're facing issue, your issue that you are facing, put it in the chat box so that I can look into it and we'll move forward, because I want all of you to come together and I want all of you to learn with the same speed. Okay, so with this, I'm not seeing any message in the chat box, so I'm just going ahead and let's go. As I told you, we are going to do a very famous program, that is Hello World. So yesterday we learned about variables, right? So what we are going to do is we are going to take a variable again, a, that is my favorite variable, and I'm going to store a string over here, right? So that string will be Hello World. And as you know, so there are no semicolons required, there are no data types required in Python. So this is it. So on the next line, I'm going to print this thing. So yesterday, if you remember, we are doing it we were doing it in idle and we were directly printing it over there, right? So this will be not case in case of this id, and we are going to write it like this. So print a, so it will print what is inside a. In order to run program, you can right click and run hello world as well. So there are three options you can do from here. You can go in this particular option and you can click on run. Okay, so there are multiple ways you can do, and as I told you, control shift and F10 will help you to run the code. So I'm just, as a beginner, I'm going to do it like this. So once I run, so you can see over here, so output is printed in my console. So that is Python's, so that is PyCharm's console output. So it is printed over here, and I guess all of you are getting the same thing, is it? So make sure that you are with me, because next few things are, yeah, perfect. So if so I would request to keep engaging in the chat box, because once you're done, just put in yes into chat box so that I'll be able to understand that everybody is with me. And if you're facing issues, don't hesitate to type in no, because I'll wait for you and you will be with me. Okay, so with this there is one more way by which you can do. So instead of putting it into the variable, so what you can do is you can directly type it into the, so I'll keep it as it is and I'll write another print statement. Okay, and in that print statement I can give a string directly. So right now previous in the first step we assigned to a variable, then we printed a variable. Right now what I'm doing, I'm printing it directly. Okay, the same thing, it is just a string which we are printing. So I'm going to use a different word over here. Yeah, so just save it and then execute it. This time we change few things, and it is printed in the chat box. Sorry, not the chat box. It is printed on the console that whatever string we provided. So everybody is with me till now? Okay, I'm not. Okay, let me. Okay, so with this, we just learned that how to print hello world. So with PyCharm, because yesterday we printed a lot of variables, we printed strings and all other stuff. But now we printed this thing using our IDE. So this is my favorite IDE. I have used it for a number of projects till now, and it has some cool features which we'll see once we move ahead into this learning. Okay, so let's get back. Let's open. Let's create a new file over here. So this is for next thing, because I wanted everything to be documented. That's why I'm creating new file. You can create as well if you want, or otherwise you can remove everything and you can type it in the same thing. Okay, so the next thing that we are going to see is we are going to see the different ways to, sorry, in the shell we had to press enter. Here we save and run. Yeah, so a shell is used for learning, just for learning. Now, there you can't create a big project. At the end of this today's session, we are going to do a small project. So as I told you, so you might have seen the screen. So in the last, there was a statement called as tell me about yourself, right? So in that you are going to ask user for some inputs. User is going to enter a few things, and based on that you are going to show him about himself. Okay, about his details and all those things. So that you can't create a big project using that shell. Okay, so that is just for learning basic commands. If you want to execute and if you want to check or try a few things, so that you can do from here as well. If you just go over here, this is just like the shell. You just go and type it over here like print my name, and if I hit enter, it will print over here. Okay, so it is just like shell. So you can, if you want to use that, you can go over here. But we are going to do a number of things with this, so that's why I wanted you to be familiar with this PyCharm, because this will not be end, right? So we are going to create functions, then we are going to create few projects as well during this training. So that time you will definitely need IDE which will give you whole and the bigger view of this Python programming. Okay, so that's why we almost every industry prefers IDE to work on any programming language. Like in Java, people prefer Eclipse, right? So that the same thing is with Python. The Python developers prefers this PyCharm, or the machine learning and other guys prefer uh, the Jupyter and all of those things. Okay, so with this, I'm going to create a new file in here because I wanted to show you how to create string in 3 different formats. Okay, new file. So this time I have to give the extension. Okay, so there are 3 ways to create the string. So let's see. So again, A is my favorite, so I'm going to use the same. So we just saw it is like this. So I just create a string with double quote. So it is a string. If you print A, it will show you, we just saw. So there is one more way you can use this string by giving it a single quote. Okay. Now, why this single quote comes into the picture? Okay. So if I just, this time I'm just going to print B because we already saw how A is printed. And just let me run this thing. Okay, so it just printed my surname. So this they have printed this. So this is second way to do the print the string. But now, so this is enabled. So this is all there in every programming language. So if you want to print something like this, okay, so let me keep that as it is. So there will be third variable which I'm going to take. I live in, so this should be in double quotes. Okay, so this is the statement which I wanted to print, but since so the very common way to print string is double quotes, but if I if I add this particular string inside a double quote, then it will not render because there is a double quote inside this string. So the double quote which started over here has ended over here. So from here it is considering something else. Okay, so that's why the color has not changed. Okay, so for printing the strings which contains double quotes, so there is a revision of using this single quote. So if you change the double quote with single quote, you can see the color become green, right? So that's what the beauty of this. And now if you print C, so you will see in the, not edit, sorry. Okay, so I just wanted to run this thing. Yeah, so I live in India and it has printed the string with double quotes. So that's what it makes all the programming languages beautiful, because they allow us to use this double quote as well as single quote. Now there might be another scenario, right? There might be another scenario like uh, which says something like okay, says okay, so something like this. Okay, so in this particular string, if I go with single quote, then there is problem. Okay, so the second scenario I was talking about. So if I go with single quote, because there is a single quote inside that string, this will not be a right string. Okay, so this particular is showing in a white color, so it means there is something wrong. And in PyCharm, so see, this is the beauty. So that's why I recommend you to go with the IDE. See, once you made a mistake in this particular IDE, it will show you upfront. Okay, so see, it is giving you a red color, indicating that this is not right thing you are doing. But instead, if you are in idle and if you do the same thing like this, it will not show you anything. It will show you once you hit enter. Okay, once you hit enter, it will show you there is an error. But this particular IDE is giving you the privilege to see the error upfront. So this will tell you, no man, you're doing something wrong. So make sure you change the something. So if in case there is single quote in the string, so what you have to do is you have to place the string in double quotes. And if there are double quotes in a string, then you have to place the string in single quote. Is that clear? Okay, so why it is wrong? So it is wrong because see, if you do like this single quote, so this particular single quote that started over here will end over here, right? So this will consist of one string, and from here it is assuming that something else has started. Now Python is not recognizing it because the string, according to Python, string already ended over here with this another single quote. Now it is not considering it, so that's why we have to give this particular string which consists of single quote in double quote, and the strings which includes double quotes, you have to write that string inside a single quote. Okay, so these are two ways. So either you can give a string in single quote or you can give a string in double quote. Okay, now there is one more way. Okay, so now let's assume that, for example, let's go on to my website, and let me share my Chrome with you. And let's suppose you are on my you have to print something which contains n number of letters. Okay, so which consists of paragraph. So in that case, if you go with this particular thing, so let it load. So if you copy some content from the website or some magazine or from any news, and if that content consists of multiple lines, in that case, if you want to print a string, so every time you can't hit backslash n, every time you can't give new line and all, right? So if I suppose if I wanted to copy this particular thing, and if I wanted to paste it in my uh, Python program, suppose that's a new variable. Suppose I do it like this. So if I paste it like this, see, it has make a very long statement that is really very difficult to read. So this has, and it is not in the same way which was there, right? So for those cases where you want to print a string or a paragraph, so in that case, there is one more way to print strings in Python, and that is, so see, if I hit enter over here, it will create backslash over here, right? So it indicates that there is a new line. Okay, but if I don't want that, and see, this particular string has actually ended over here, and now this backslash indicates there is something uh, ahead of this, and it will start on this particular thing. Okay, so if you want to avoid this thing, so what you can do is, instead of doing this, so you can actually write string in triple quotes. Okay, so if I paste it like this, so you can write the things in triple quotes. See, this time there is no backslash over here, right? So this indicates that your statement is still valid, and you can print everything over there. See, if you go and really observe, so this has printed all your the way you wanted. Okay, so we'll share I'll give you the demonstration actually. So let's keep a variable with a double quote and the same content which I copied from there, and then I copied the content from uh, I copied the same content with the string with triple quote, and let's see what it shows. Okay, so first I'm going to print D, and let me run this thing. Sorry, so it has, so indentation error it is showing, so by mistake I went ahead. Okay, so if I print this statement, so it is printing all along, so it will be very difficult for reader to read this thing. So instead of doing that, you can write the same statement in triple quotes. That will give you the ability to write the next line or the new line on the next line. Okay, so with this, if I run this code, so it will print the things the way you have written on the screen. Okay, so if you see, after this first line we hit enter, and it is on the next line without any extra character. It has not added any extra character, right? So generally when you hit enter, it adds backslash n or a simple backslash in this case, which indicates that there is something on the new line. Okay, so if you use the content or the text inside these triple quotes, and see if suppose let's uh, let's take the example of this. So if I add this particular statement over here inside this string, so it doesn't matter, man. It doesn't matter whether in this triple quotes whether there is single quote or double quote. Okay, so by doing this you can create multi-line statements. You remember there is one thing called as multi-line statements in Python. So this is just for strings. So whenever we are going to learn the next data types, tuple, list, and all those things, so that time also I'll tell you how Python allows multi-line statements. Okay, so there is one more way. So instead of single triple quotes, you can give double triple quotes. Okay, sorry, 1 2 3. Okay, so it has added something at the end, so I'm just going to remove it. So with this you can do it like this. So this is, so there are three ways, right? So you can give it in simple double quotes, you can give it in single quotes, you can give it in triple quotes. So triple quotes can be single triple quotes or double triple quotes. Okay, so that can be anything. So triple quotes are generally used to give multi-line statements. So that's the beauty of this particular third way that by which you can give or add the, so there is a question in the chat box. What is that? So please run this. Okay. So so it will show you the same thing because we haven't changed anything. We just added instead of single triple quote, we just did a double triple quote. So it will not change anything. So see the way I written over here on the screen. So the same way I'm able to see in the chat in the console. Okay, so that's the beauty of this thing. Okay, so with this we are going to move forward. So this we learned the way we the number of ways we can create strings, right? So now let's move forward and let's try to add few things. Let's try to play with string operations. Let's do some operations. Let's see what all things, and then we'll convert few numbers into the string. Okay, so for that I'm again going to create a new file with so that will help me to take a look. Okay, so I have my second thing. So again I'm going to take same variables. So single name variables are my favorite, so that's why I'm again keeping the same thing. So I if I took enough with my name, so just suggest me something like, let's take India. Okay, and I took another variable called as B. I live in. Okay, so this is my, these are my two variables. So what I wanted to do is I just wanted to concatenate them. So means I just wanted to add them. Okay, so you can do this by this operator called as concatenation operator. So this basically what it does, it adds two variables or two things which are of same type. So this plus operator can be used to add two integers or two strings or two floats. Okay, like that you can add anything which is of same type. Okay, so you can't add a string with a number. I'll show you that as well. Okay, so this time I'm going to take B first because this is the first statement, and then I'm going to add A into it. Just so see the statement has concatenated and I'm able to see the addition of both the strings. So that is what is called as string concatenation. So this is really helpful thing. This is really helpful operators. So actually we are going to learn operators in detail. So there are multiple operators in Python, but that is in next few lectures, or it will be in second week. So, but since we are dealing with strings, so I just wanted to show you how you can add multiple strings, right? How you can concatenate strings. So you using this plus operator, it is called as concatenation operator. You can add string. Okay, so like this you can multiply string as well. Okay, so suppose if you have A, Now this time I'm going to take my name, Akshay, and if I wanted to multiply this, so I can do it like a into, so this is multiplication operator, you might be knowing, right? So a into 3, so it will print this Akshay 3 times, okay? Yeah, see, Akshay, Akshay, Akshay. So, but you might be thinking it is of no use, right? Yes, exactly. It is of no use because you are saying the same string. But if you want to do, or if you want to separate your code, other code, or if you want to give a nice user interface to the guy who is seeing your program or your software. So for that, if you want to do some operation, like you want to separate first data and then you're asking him to enter second data, like, so if you want to give something like this, if you want to do something like this, so this will be really helpful. See what I'm doing. So what I'm going to multiply, I'm going to multiply equals to sign 20 times. See, to type equal to 20 times like this, da, 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 da. So it will consume you a lot of time, right? But since you are a good coder, you can do using this, and see this will result in multiple equals to sign. Now after this you can print your next thing, right? So whatever you wanted to do, you can do after that. So is it, so that's why I feel that multiplication operator is much cooler than this concatenation operator, right? What do you think? Yes, so are you with me till now? So are you able to catch up the speed? Yeah, perfect. So if you are facing any issues, just let me know. Okay. So with this, we almost covered the operators in the operators that you have to play with strings. But now let's move forward and let's see. I told you that it will not add. See, actually I sorted my code. It will not add the integer, right? So let me make it pretty, and I'm going to take a variable called as I, and let's suppose its number is 10, and if I wanted to concatenate a with a plus I, okay, sorry, see what is a is a string and I is an integer, okay, it is a number, right? So if I try to concatenate a string with a number, it will definitely give me an error. So what you have to do is, so let me first show you how it is showing error. See, it is showing error, and what it is showing? It is showing type error. Can only concatenated string and not integer. As I rightly told you, this plus operator, the concatenation operator, will add only similar type of data. It will add integers into integer. It will add string into string, not string into integer, right? So that's why what you have to do is you have to convert integer into string. Okay, so in order to convert integer into string, so what you have to do is, it's pretty simple. What you have to do is you just have to put a str. This is the function, inbuilt function of Python. So this will that convert your integer into a string value. Now, so this is what I did. So let me take it out and let me give it another name. Let's say x is equal to string of I, okay, or string of 10. That can be done. So let's, for simplification, let me keep it as it is. So what I did, I took a variable. What is that? Typecasting. Yes, typecasting. Yes, absolutely right. So we are converting one variable or one type of variable into another type. Okay, so that can be done. So you can directly assign integer to a variable, but at the time of concatenating, you need a similar type of data. So that's why you need to cast integer into a string. So that's what we are doing over here. We are converting integer into a string using this str function. And if I add x into it, so what it will do, if I run this code, what if we put single quotes around number, right? See, it is okay. So a we changed over here with double quotes, so that's why it is making mistake. So let me take yes over here. If you are asking about if I put single quote over here, right? That is what you are asking, right, Vidita? Yes. So it is again a string. So it is a one of the strings. So if you do like this directly, so you are adding a string into string, so that can be done. So that can be added. So let me just show you. See, I just added. What happened over here? I just want us over here. Okay, fine. So I was worried about this one. Don't worry about it. Just focus on this thing. So what I did, I initialized the variable a, and that is values India. It is string in double quotes. Then another variable as I, and its values 10. But it is not integer this time. It is a string since I added double quotes in this. So it is a string. So if you are trying to add string into string, so it will be easily. So if you go ahead with triple quotes, it will also work because ultimately it's a string. Okay, so there are three different types, different ways that we can use to create a string, right? So that can be added. But I was talking about adding a number into a string. So that is not possible directly. So that's why you have to convert. You have to typecast integer into string, and then you can add. So if I go ahead with and if I add this x, which is typecasted version of I, so if I add this thing, so it will definitely want to give me a right value. It will not show me any error. So see, so it's India 10 that it has added, and we have successfully converted an integer into string. So this is again really useful thing, so which we are going to use while doing our few projects. So there is one thing which you are supposed to do at the end of this thing, but I'm not sure whether we'll be able to cover those all the other things. Okay, fine, that is not an issue. So what the next thing we have to do is you have to learn the formatting. Okay, so there is one more function, so which is really helpful, so which will be used for formatting strings, which is called as dot format. Okay, so dot format function will help you to format the strings. Okay, so if you have heard about this format thing, okay, just let me again. So let me again create a new file for this because it will be confusing for you. So Python file string formatting. Okay, so my new file is over here. Again, I'm going to use, so by creating new files, I don't have to think about new variables every time. Okay, so again, I can start from A. So again, which is my favorite variable. So now what I wanted to do is, I wanted to print something uh, by asking user. Okay, so I wanted to ask user, man, what is your name? Okay, so with this, with string formatting, you will also learn how to take input from user. So we already knew how to declare strings, so how to concatenate string. Now let's see, we already have certain string, like this is xyz is my string, and I'm asking user to give his inputs, and at the end we are going to concatenate those strings. Okay, so in order to ask user for input, so there is a function in Python called as input. So you just have to see, and this is the beauty of IDE. Once you type I or something like that, it will show all the related functions available in Python. Okay, so that's not the case when you're using idle or the shell, right? So that's why a lot of people, almost all the developers prefer using IDE for developing code. If you are learning C, C++, Python or Java, I would recommend to start doing the coding with IDE, because in industry people are using IDE. They do not code using a normal shell programming or Notepad or Notepad++. So somebody last time suggested Atom editor. So that is an editor. It suggests few things, but there are certain limitations. So it doesn't have all integrated environment which PyCharm has. Okay, so that's what the advantage. So if I scroll on this, so I can select anything. I just wanted this thing. So I just hit enter and it is there. I don't have to type next letters, right? So it will recommend you and it will make your life more simple. Okay, so that's why I go ahead and use this IDE for developing Python or start working in Python. Okay, so what I wanted to ask you, what is your name, man? Okay, what is your name? So once I ask you what is your name, So the command prompt will wait for user input. Okay, so let me show you how it does, and then I am going to print this. Sorry, my bad. Print this A, whatever user is going to give me. So I'm just saving it. Right click, run the program, and what is your name? See, it is waiting for me, so it is not moving ahead. So I'm going to print. See the way. So this was not there earlier. If you after this session go and check whether you will be able to add input in the console, right? So if I gave my name, and if I hit enter, see it has printed my name. Okay, so this process finished with exit code X was not there until and unless I type the code in previous code. So if I run this string.py, run string, see, so it has printed all the things which I did, and it has printed this thing, process finished with exit code 0. But in case of string formatting, with that code, it hasn't printed, right? See, it is waiting for me to type the input. It is waiting for user. It hasn't end the process, right? So that's what the beauty of this input function, which will wait for user to type in something. And this is, we are talking about Python 3. Okay, so just quick information for you. Taking string as, yes, it is taking string as input. It will not take a number. So I'll talk about that as well. Wait. You are Abhinandan. You are I guess you already knew a lot of things. So you keep asking questions. This will help me to answer or clear all your doubts. Keep asking. I love people who ask questions. Okay. So it has waited this time, and again I'm going to put the same name because my name is not going to change, and this is Akshay is printing in. Okay, so this is all about name. Now, if I ask this guy that, hey man, just go ahead and tell me your age. Okay, this time it is number. Okay, so again I'm going to take input. Okay, I'm going to take input, and this will be. So make sure that you're typing inside input. You have to give the text in string format. What is your age? Okay, so with this, if I hit enter, and let me print that age as well, so that we'll get to know whether we have entered the correct figure. Okay, so see, it first time it waited for my name, so I entered Akshay. Okay, let's enter another name. Let's take Abhinandan's name this time, since he's asking me a lot of questions. And then perfect. So see, it has printed his name. Now, Abhinandan, please tell me your age. Since it's your data, I just wanted your age. What is your age, Abhinandan? Yeah, I guess he's gone. Yeah, 19. Perfect. So it's 19. So it has printed 19. And after printing, after I gave the second input, then it is showing. Then it is showing that process is finished with exit code. It means your code is now executed, right? So it was in execution state earlier. Once you give all inputs, then it completed its execution. Okay, so this is all about taking input. Now let's play with this thing. We took few things from user, right? So our main goal is to do formatting. Our main goal is to learn this particular new function called as format. Okay, so this particular function is really beautiful. I'll show you how beautiful it is. And since so this is just for your information, so that's why I don't want it to go ahead and do certain things. So that's why I want to comment this thing. So let's get comfortable with comments as well. In Python, comments is given with the hash. So whatever I'm going to write in front of hash, so which will not get that will not get executed. Our interpreter will easily ignore those things which are in front of this hash keyword. And with this, I just wanted to show you what is this format. Okay, now right now what I wanted to do is I just wanted to add these two numbers. Okay, let's say age. So as Abhinandan asked, so this is whatever you are going to take over here is input will come in the form of string. Okay, so since age is a number, if you go ahead and if you try to multiply with another number, let's say or add, let me take another number. B is equal to 10. Again, 10 is my favorite figure. I'll tell you about that at the end. Okay, now what I wanted to do is I wanted to print age plus a. Okay, since age is a number and b again is again a number. Okay, so actually as per normal assumption, since age is a number, I'm going to enter, and b is again a number, so it should add, but it will not happen because, let me show you. So what is your name? Name is, I'm going to type anything right now. So age is, suppose I entered number. See, it has shown error because it is not an integer, it is giving us a string. So again, it has shown the same message, can only concatenate string, not an int, right? So that's why I told you this is not this particular thing, whatever we are going to get from the input is not integer, it is a string. So but if you want to convert it into int, then you can again typecast it, you can again give your name, your number over there. So that can be done using int of whole this thing. You just have to take integer from that particular input. So this is done like this. Okay, so I'm going to give my name and my age is 25, and see, this time it has added that 25 into 10, sorry, 25 plus 10 is 35. So that's what you have to do when you have to play with number. You have to put integer, and when you want to play with string, so you can go ahead directly. So that's what we did. Okay, so we converted this integer, or there you can directly add integer over here, so this will also work. So this is just basically typecasting we are doing. Last previous time we just saw how to convert integer into string. Now this time we saw how to convert string into integer, right? So this is just a typecasting that we are doing. So this will also work whether you give over here or whether you give over here. So it is one and the same. Okay, so it will work same as it is. But the beautiful thing that we want to learn over here is formatting. Okay, so now what is that formatting? So suppose what I have to do is I'm going to take few things. Suppose I took two things. Now I wanted to show him a message, right? So I wanted to tell that so this is a message I'm typing. You are dot and your name is dot. Okay, so I just wanted to combine all the data and process it, and I just wanted to show you, right? So it is just for the validation of the user or just for the checking if he has entered the right data or not. Okay, so if you wanted to do something like this, then you have to use this format function. So this is called as string formatting, and it can be done by using some placeholders. So you need some placeholders. So placeholders are like placeholders are nothing but a double curly braces which will take the value which you are going to pass. Okay, so these are the placeholder. So this is particular string which I wanted to print, so that's why I'm going to give it as a string. Suppose data is my new string, and it contains it is going to add all the data. So you are dot and your name is, sorry, your age is, again I took a name. So, okay, so if I wanted to add or combine the name and age, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to print data dot format, and then in format function I'm going to pass two values. Okay, first one is name that came into the variable a. Okay, let's give it a proper name, or a will work, man, no issues. So I guess you are familiar with my first favorite letter, that is a. So first one is a and second one will be age. Okay, so whatever age that I'm going to add over here will come, and this age will be fitted inside this second brace, and first a which is the name which will take the place of the first placeholder. So that's why they are called as placeholders. Print. Okay, I forgot to add quote in after that print. Okay, so what it is basically doing, it is printing this data variable actually, but while printing, it is also formatting that variable, and what it is doing, it is just adding what all values we just took from this particular guy. Okay, so again here I just wanted to run the program so that you will understand. String, see, what is your name? Okay, I'm going to put my name, okay, and your age is 25, and see, so basically as I told you, so first let's look at this particular thing. It has added, so I told you if you add integer before this, it will all same, or if you don't want to do it right now here, you can do it later on by directly assigning in front of the variable. So that is validated. And see, you are Akshay and your age is 25, so this is printed. See, what is our actual string? Actual string is your curly brace and your age is curly brace, but because we use this format function, these two variables are added into our string. So this particular a is placed at first placeholder and this particular age is placed at second placeholder. Okay, so this is this can be useful when we are going to do your project. So that time I'm going to give you a lot of tough tasks and there will be a lot of fun actually. So that will help you to perform all the further activities. You just go ahead and you just go and type those things, and what you have to do is, so now your task is to create. Why it is showing error? Okay, here I just remove the curly brace. So see, once it's error, it will also show over here, and over here at 3 places. So the chances of making errors are very less when you work with IDE. That's why people prefer IDE, and that's why I suggested you to install this thing and start working on Python. Okay, so with this, I guess we covered a lot of things. We learned how to take inputs. We learned how to give comments. We learned multiple string operations. We learned how to concatenate string. We learned how to format that string. And now it's your turn that you have to do introductory part. So which you have to post later on group. That so it will be basically about yourself. So this particular code will ask you a few questions, and at the end of the questions, so you have to print this output actually. So it will ask you question, you have to answer. It will ask you again question, you answer, and then at the end it will print all the data statistics about what all the things you asked. So you have to take 5 questions which are related to your whatever question that you want. I just need 5 questions about yourself, so which will explain all about you. So it's the game is called as tell me about yourself. So this question will be asked by a lot of interviewers as well. So you just have to pick up those questions, search on internet what are top 5 questions asked by interviewers, or in what are the top 5 answers of the question tell me about yourself. So ask those questions, your name, your age, what are your hobbies, what you like, what skills you are good at, and n number of things. I just want 5 questions. You have to answer those questions, and at the end of the day it should print all the don't make it long sentence. Try to make it in try to enter do it with multi-line comments and like this. So it will give you a nice view. And since those are 5, there is one more thing which I wanted to tell you. You don't need to always worried about this thing. So suppose I'm not aware about the name right now, and so see, so if you're not sure, since these are only 2 which I took in the example, you're going to take 5, but in real world there will be a number of things you're going to ask user. Okay, so while filling the forms, I ask you a number of things, right? Name, college, branch, and XYZ thing, right? So all the things. So how to find which thing is at first location, which thing is at second location. Okay, for that you can give the numbers called as index. Okay, so this placeholder you can provide index as well. So this is 0th index, this is first index. So if okay, let's suppose this is first and this is second, I can give any index whatever I want, and you just have to, so see, in this format function, so the parameters that you are passing are the indexes. So this is 0th index, this is first index. Okay, so you are, so at first index I want my name, right? So I'm going to replace the variables. Okay, so at first index, so this is my A, so which is going to place over here, you are Akshay, and at 0th index it will be, so it will take the value from 0th index over here. Okay, so this is bit I guess you might get confused, so let me run it again so that you will get clear idea what is happening over here. Okay, what is your name? Again, I'm going to put the same thing. It printed Akshay. This time I'm going to give less age. Don't do it, man. Don't lie. Okay, see, you are Akshay and your age is 25. Again, it printed the same thing because even though we added indexes, we again reshuffled these things, right? So if you have 5 different things, if you have to format 5 different things like H for hobby, then S for skills, then what all things that you're going to take, let's suppose Z. Okay, so you will give n number of parameters over here, right? So you will put the number of curly braces. So you just have to give the index, right? So this is 0th index, this is first index, this is second index, third and fourth. So what you have to check, and you have to find which place this particular variable should go, and accordingly that you have to number, you have to give the index to the placeholders. Can we also make forms as well in your website? Yeah, you can make Abhinandan. There are a lot of cool things. Input function takes IP as a string, input as a string, so we need to convert it. Yeah, yes, Shresha, we already discussed about it. Input function only takes strings, and you need to convert it later on if you want it. So if you want number, you have to convert it. Okay, so this is it about today. So we are going to end this thing over here. So today there will be no, since I'm running out of time, so I'm not going to conduct that quiz. Okay, so with this, I guess you got your assignment. What you have to do is, your task is to do the last activity. Are you able to see my screen, which is today's agenda? Let me share it again. Okay, so this is the last thing that you have to do. Tell me about yourself. So what we covered 3 ways to create string. We covered we learned how to take input. We covered comments. We covered dealing with string, converted number into string. We covered string formatting. Built-in functions. There are a lot of built-in functions. We'll cover that part tomorrow. And this is your task. What you have to do is, you have to collect your information. You have to write a code that will ask you questions. You have to take the questions from. You have to answer those questions, and you have to print quite a brief about yourself, and you have to share that screenshot on the group. Okay, so if you have any doubts, we are going to end the session over here. Just ask if you have any questions.